The Center for Asian Pacific American Students, affectionately known as CAPAS, was formed at Pitzer College in 2001. CAPAS initially existed in its original space in Mead Hall, which currently houses the new Resource Lounge and run by work-study students.
I had no idea what it was. I didn't even know that it existed at Pitzer College. And so I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. I'm in grad school. It'll give me some additional professional experience.
CAPAS is a center for Asian and Pacific American students, but it's not just for Asian and Pacific American students. Other minorities are welcome there.
Students should look to CAPAS as a source of knowledge, experience, as a vessel through which they can meet other people.
You know, we all kind of use CAPAS as a space to hang out.
Having the Resource Center at CAPAS made it possible for students to congregate.
And give them something like a home away from home, you know, people that they could talk to, resource people.
I felt very welcome and cherished there, and I really appreciated having that time to meet other students that I may not have had classes with.
The resources were there, the people were there, the inspirations were there. And it felt right, it felt good, and I loved it. It's wonderful.
I think a center like CAPAS is necessary for not only Asian Pacific and Islander students, but also students from other backgrounds. One, be informed about different cultures, and also to look at the Asian diaspora that exists.
Just the presence of a center focused on API students really creates a safe, welcoming place. And I think as a student, I really wanted to have people who could be like my mentors.
And I enjoyed that I could interact with a group of people who understood me, not just because I was Asian, but also because I was just struggling to be a successful student. So I appreciated CAPAS being my little home away from home. And I had a lot of fun just spending time there and hanging out with everybody there.
I think for any number of students, they feel like there's sort of a home, a place where they feel safe, and a place where they can study, and CAPAS has served that role.
It's so great having the center here. It completely changes the landscape at the college, completely changes it. There's so many activities for Asian American students, API students, mixed race students, and students that are just interested in, students of a heritage that's different from their own, whether they're white students or African American students, Latino students.
I think it's really important for your identity development to know your API heritage and how much that does actually affect the way you study, the way you look at the world, the way you think about even what you want to do in the future.
So I think, CAPAS, Pitzer, they gave me the ideas of wanting, to fight for social justice.
What I did learn, which I think is much more valuable, was about the Asian perspective and cultural awareness and cultural perspective, and the way that this group of people look at things and views the world and interacts with the world. And that then led me to ask, well, why do they look at the world this way, and why do they interact with the world this way?
Working at CAPAS here really gave me that opportunity to develop, my supervising skills and my supervising style. And I had a lot of really great help with Stephanie.
I think resources that would help students grow personally, intellectually, and socially to help support their success is so important for any Asian and Pacific American student on campus at Pitzer.
For me, CAPAS really, it was just a wonderful place for me to gather with other Asian American students of all different ethnicities and a very diverse group.
To say that CAPAS would be catering to only students from an Asian American background, I don't necessarily think would be true, because it's open to all the community and anyone who's interested in issues revolving around that specific community, or students from other communities who want to get together and build that coalition. A place like CAPAS would be able to open up that venue.
CAPAS is dedicated to diversity by involving all members of the community in its programs and activities.
I mean, there are always these incidents every now and then. At the moment I'm thinking about the Walker Wall incident, when students, so anyone in Claremont's familiar with Walker Wall, it's a wall over Pomona, and there was a some Asian American students had written the slogan "Asian American Studies Now," and it had got defaced one night, and so that it read the following morning. It read "Asian Americans die now."
There's like some racist like spray painting on a car and things like that. And CAPAS was a space where we could discuss things like that.
The assumption is that there is racial equity, and that's a mistaken assumption. And so we could just have a conversation about that.
Those opinions and those discussions that you have with additional professional staff is really helpful in gauging what student needs are.
If not for that resource center, I feel like I wouldn't have had a home, because I didn't have a dorm here. I didn't live on campus, so that was a good place to feel welcome.
As an off-campus student, there was nowhere for me to hang out, but CAPAS provided that. So I think, I don't know how the housing situation is now and if people are off campus, but CAPAS is great for that.
When you have incidents like that, it makes it clear that we have problems here. And so we need to have a place like CAPAS where people can go and feel safe.
Since 2001, CAPAS hosts its open house at the beginning of each academic year. Faculty, staff, students, and the Claremont community are welcome to visit the space and enjoy free food and entertainment.
When CAPAS has a few events throughout the year, having them become more actively participatory, getting involved in the planning and executing of those plans. For me, I just felt like I wasn't involved enough. And if I had known what the needs of CAPAS were, I would have liked to find a place where I could have volunteered. And also just to promote the CAPAS around the campus and to the other campuses, because I felt like maybe the other campuses didn't know that we had such a great resource center with fun events.
We really needed people to kind of step up and come up with new ideas. It seemed like a lot of people were like, oh, I'll help out, but not a lot of people were like, hey, let's do this new idea.
Students get involved with CAPAS by being a part of mentoring. They can involve themselves not only in activities within the Asian American community, but also just incorporating themselves.
CAPAS celebrates APA Heritage Month in April due to a shorter academic year. Among many of its notable events, CAPAS once hosted a screening of MTV's Better Luck Tomorrow.
Involved in some of the programming that we put on every year. So whether it was organizing Better Luck Tomorrow screenings or serving Halo Halo at Kahutech or whatever, just getting involved in different programs that we had each year, trying to brainstorm and come up with new ideas that would kind of bring the voice out of Asian American students at Pitzer. So I remember we did the Asians in Rock tour when Mike Parr came. We brought comedians to Pitzer and things like that. So it was really exciting just to be part of the programming, coming up with, well, what can we do to raise awareness of what Asian Americans are all about.
Because in our eyes, we're doing great, students are participating, but it also really just gave us those opportunities to really critically reflect on the programs that we're doing for students.
Among the many activities and events, CAPAS began hosting Phil I Am, a local event with a global cause.
The past few days, guys, we've been talking about events, promoting events, telling you about benefit shows, comedy benefit shows, concerts, different kinds of events that raise funds, that aim to raise funds to help our kababayans that are typhoon victims in the Philippines. And today, of course, is no different. So many things still happening this week. And joining me right now, one of the organizers of one of the events we're going to be talking about today on the show, Stephanie Velasco Paserio. Hello and welcome to Kababayan LA.
Thank you very much, Janelle. It's a pleasure to be here.
Stephanie, you are with CAPAS. Tell me about CAPAS. What does it stand for and what is it about?
CAPAS stands for the Center for Asian Pacific American Students. It's an organization actually at Pitzer College, which is one of the Claremont colleges. And we had, some of the top hip-hop artists, DJ Icy Ice, we had Cabo Modern. Students have actually risen above and beyond the call. A lot of what they're doing is related to the typhoon relief. So this year, instead of a panel, we're giving all of our proceeds 100% to the Philippine Red Cross. We're bringing a more diverse, actually, panel of artists, not just Filipino American artists, but Asian American artists.
Good, so you're more inclusive.
Yes.
Yeah, and so who should we expect to see out there?
Well, one of our headliners will be actually America's Best Dance Crew Season 3 winners.
Here is Quest Crew.
Thinking about what else I could do to contribute to her efforts at CAPAS, and as I collaborated with her, I figured I could use my skills or my talents as a painter. Through our collaboration, we decided, okay, maybe a small mural would be a good way to start, and I would love to do more.
CAPAS is awesome. Stephanie is awesome. I don't think I've met a more friendly, welcoming, and accepting person on campus. And there's not one place besides the Grove House that I feel that I can just walk into and it's like home. And I don't have to worry about the stresses that you do when you're outside. You can just relax, check the fridge, watch a movie, read a book, or just talk to some interesting people. And it's a nice place to relax and not feel so much pressure.
At the end of each year, CAPAS hosts our own Asian Pacific American and Senior Recognition Dinner to honor the graduating APA seniors and to welcome back its alumni. The center invites alumni as featured keynote speaker, sharing about their journey from Pitzer and offering words of advice to future alums. The event also features our unique stole ceremony where students receive a first-of-its-kind graduation stole designed by Pitzer alum Chelsea Cadota.
CAPAS is one of the exemplary examples, not just because of their 10-year standing, but also because they have their own facility. They have students who come back every year. They're published or talked about in publishings and known around the country. We received an award last year, for how many students that we service. So I think especially CAPAS is very important, not just as a resource for minority students and Asian students, but as an example.
To hear that Pitzer is ranked in the top 10 in terms of support for Asian Pacific American students speaks volumes about what Pitzer is doing to help Asian Pacific American students.
I remember when I was a freshman at Pitzer, I remember my mom really wanted me to transfer to CMC, I think. And CAPAS was one of the reasons why I stayed at Pitzer and did not transfer to CMC.
I'm really glad that you guys are doing this.
CAPAS definitely played a role in me passing all of my classes last semester because I spent a lot of time in CAPAS studying.